Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everybody. How is everyone doing today? Oh my gosh, Knox. Oh, he like knows those words, mean that he gets a T-R-E-A-T. Where's your brother? Oh, there he is. You're gonna get one. God, your breath is awful, bro. And I brush your teeth, and you need to gargle with fucking acetone, bro. Took my nephew to the Air Force Museum in Dayton. He tried to hug every single American aircraft there while hurling slurs at the Dragon Lady. Oh, that's awesome. Like, I don't know how I feel about that overall. Like, I don't feel like I'm a good representation, but I appreciate it. Look at him starting to get there. God, it itches like a motherfucker. But I'm so glad to have you guys here. How's everybody? What is on my face? I don't know. It grows in. I'm not used to having it. What is up, everybody? Buff says, kid to Slavic special land with gas station happy pills and see what happens. Dude. Oh, the pepperbacks are here. Man, no, it's crazy though. Like, sometimes I do get lore from you guys, from you directly. Play War Thunder, please. I did re-download it. I played one of the arcade matches, not against PvP, but I did like the daily challenge. I'm really bad at that. I straight up told everyone on the team, I was like, hope you're ready to carry me, which was true. I mean, I was able to get some hits, but I died a lot. Your air defenders had a big week. Yeah, props to those guys, man. I could not be more proud of the units that are out there, the soldiers that are out there doing their job. I am incredibly proud of those guys. I genuinely believe, and this is a personal belief, that after being in CENTCOM and like the amount of information that flows through a CAOC, right? The Combined Air Operations Center is insane. And I can tell you with relative confidence that even if Iran hadn't warned us, the result would have been the exact same. So, am I going to stop blue balling? It's not me, man. You need buff lore. So I did just get done recording it. It's going to go live on Pepperbox tomorrow, my next HLC State of Mind. And enough of you asked for the LRDR on Pepperbox kind of unhinged. So I did. We'll see how that goes. They're abysmally balanced. That's fair. What did Iran launch? Why did Iran launch those 14 missiles? Probably to save face. They needed... Why is my camera turned towards me and not... It's turned towards my legs. Why is the camera turned? It gets pointed over there, which Knox is not at. He's in that bed. Because he thinks he's little. You are not little, my fat boy. But we'll put that over there just in case Fritz goes over to that one. Hi, Fritz. The world wants to say hello to you. Fritz just had a bath. I think it's going to be a good episode. But so they launched those missiles to really save face because so what I've learned is that there's a stark difference between Iranian people and their government. And their government are kind of like, we must strike back, we must do this. And they drink all the fucking Kool-Aid. The people are more reasonable. And they tend to be like, yeah, no, we really don't need to do that. I just like to live in an economy that's actually growing. So happy retirement. Thank you so much, man. I'm excited, man. Silent service. Oh, them sub guys. Yeah, they put in work, man. You know, what's crazy is that they were really overshadowed by the B2s. And don't get me wrong, a B2 is a huge fucking flex. When you drop mops on somebody, that's a huge flex. But I didn't hear as much about the Submariners, which is, I mean, they are the silent service, so I guess that kind of checks out. But yeah. Always stream while I'm at work. How dare you? Not really love from your psychotic hat. Oh, my Canadians. I learned something. So I have a video coming out. Hopefully GVan is done with it either this weekend. If not, it'll be released early next week. Enough of you asked me about the situation in Iran. I was like, okay, the whole Middle East is a fucking geopolitical nightmare. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do Iran's history and I'm going to try and lead up to where we're at. Way too much in there. So I was like, okay, let's go with where the US and Iran kind of started rubbing elbows, and we'll start from there and go on. And that's what I did. And they did some pretty cool things actually in the past. We did some really cool things in the past. We did some shitty shit. They've done some shitty shit. I think that I got a pretty holistic understanding of it all. But in reference to the Canadians, something I didn't know until I started doing research, and you guys can fact check me on this, that in the when the Iranians in 1979 the students took over the embassy, and they had those people hostage for 444 days, the Iranians were actually rounding up people who weren't there at that time and like taking them hostage. Well, a Canadian diplomat took in 6 of them and smuggled them out of the country. So I have, again, a newfound respect for our Canadian allies, because it's like, dude, you would have been executed had they caught you. And it's like, that's a pretty boss fucking move. I gotta love my Canadians, man. So I learned that very recently. Cheese is Gouda. Silent Service versus Brile Cream Boys? What? I don't know that word. That word's hard. I'm dyslexic, right? You guys should see my tweets. There's typos all through them. It's bad. In a LARP, would you rather be sword and board, polearm, bow and arrow, spear, or other weapon combo? Ooh. I think I would do sword and board. I think that would be the most fun. I kind of like being in the action. I mean, I would probably die very quickly because I'm a very large target, and larger targets on the battlefield are usually picked pretty early on. So yeah. HLC, hope you're well, sir. Much love from North Carolina. There's that dyslexia coming in again. Much love, man. Hey, I'm glad you guys are all doing okay. Need to look up mosquito air defense laser. I have seen it. It is not for commercial sale. Trust me. I have looked into it. And you guys are like, well, why are you brushing it? You hardly got anything there. This is the only thing that cures the itch. And it covers my chest and dandruff. When I was bald and had a shaved face, I was immune to dandruff. And now I'm not. And I get these little tiny prickly hairs right in the corners, and they're like growing into my mouth. I'm not a fan. Where's the third doggo? So Rain, she's not... Let me explain. She's not with us anymore. She's actually with her mom, my little sister. So when my little sister enlisted in the Navy, she was like, can you guys take Rain? And I said, yes, we would do that and treat her as a member of our family. And now she's back with, her mom up there in Washington, and she's very happy to have her back. So it's very good. Kool-Aid, love Kool-Aid. Well, Crystal Light. More white Kool-Aid. Oh my gosh. HLC with a beard. We're trying, man. We are trying. Fire cannot cure this itch. It is awful. Is that the one where they pretended to be shooting a movie? I don't remember reading about them pretending to shoot a movie. There was actually 2, I don't want to give away the whole video, but there was actually 2 different hostage situations there. The first one, they took a Marine hostage, charged him with murder. Fucking not true anyways. And then they were going to execute him, and President Carter negotiated his release 6 days later. And that was in February. In November, they actually planned a second one in September, but decided to postpone it, and then it went into November. And November was a bunch of students. So I don't remember seeing anything about shooting a movie, but how's the hunt for Wither? Fucking nothing so far. I have found nothing. Who wins? Brandon versus Donut, and me versus Eli. Okay, so first of all, Eli, I'm going to just go ahead and give that one to him right there, because number one, Eli has a lot of fighting experience. Boxing, fucking, I don't know, other shit. I know he boxes for sure. And Eli is also deceptively fucking strong. Like, yeah, Eli looks like a pretty built dude, but he is deceptively fucking strong. I can grapple decently. I cannot fucking box to save my life. I got my shit rocked when I was doing combatives level 1. That's when I discovered that I couldn't box. You know the whole the clinch drill? You do 4 clinches, and the last one you got to close the distance. I was closing the distance with this kid. He was an E3 who hated my fucking guts. I'm not allowed to hit back. They're only allowed to hit the face once. They can just rock the body. So I'm closing the distance with him, trying to just get him within arm's reach. And he had reach on me. He was like 6'4", 6'5", but kind of skinny. And he started working my body, and I was like holding it. I was doing good. I was kind of closing the distance. He was dancing around, and then he hit me right as I was exhaling, right in the low ribs, and he knocked the wind out of me. And when he did that, I dropped my elbows to protect my ribs. Shouldn't have done that. Fucking right cross, just boom. I was like, ugh. And I looked back forward, and he wasn't there anymore. I was like, okay, he's over here. Well, let's fucking keep going. Yeah, dude, he rocked my shit. That's when I learned I couldn't box. I cannot box to save my fucking life, man. I can grapple. Let me get my hands on you. I can hold my own. I can't fucking box to save my life. So, let me see. And Brandon versus Donut. Ooh. I'm going to go with Donut. Donut is a little bit taller, has a little bit more reach, and I think he's got a little bit more strength behind him than Brandon. Also, Cody has a little bit more training than Brandon does, at least in my understanding. Don't get me wrong, Brandon's no slouch. All the unsub guys, they all know how to fight, but Cody's definitely scrappy, so I'm going to give that one to Cody. What would happen if we just left the Middle East alone? That's the big question mark. That's the huge question mark. Could go one of two ways. One, a superpower emerges in the Middle East and settles everything, and we hope that they're on our team. But more than likely, it's just going to result... So the world figured out the cheat code. If you want America involved, you have to make it seem like it's a dire emergency. Anytime anyone does anything wrong to any other nation on this planet, the US gets involved because we're the peacekeeping force. So all they would have to do is just be like, why is America not stepping up? And then we would fucking have to. There's a small possibility that if we left the Middle East alone, Iran and Saudi Arabia would probably go to all-out war. One of them would emerge the victor, refine enough uranium and build a nuclear weapon. That would happen within a certain amount of time. And I went down the rabbit hole and kind of learned a little bit about nuclear weapons. Apparently, you only need 3% refined uranium for power, and they were at 60% refined. But that's also from, like, experts on the news, and I don't take experts on the news as seriously anymore, not because I believe in, like, the fake news or anything like that, but, like, experts on the news have been wrong about everything air defense related because I know that shit. So take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. Dude gets out of the service and immediately grows a beard. Looks good for, thanks for the content. Of course. Thank you so much. I have not shaved this since I last wore the uniform. I don't know how long I'm going to let it go, but right now, if this itch doesn't fucking stop soon, man, I want to punch myself in the face sometimes. And the itch moves. Like right now, all around my mouth is itchy, but my neck is not. Earlier, my neck was itchy and all around my face was fine. I don't know. Beard oil and beard wax, that'll help. I've been straight up using the wife's conditioner. Because like, obviously I've been bald for a long time, so I don't have shampoo or conditioner. She does. So I've been using her shampoo and conditioner, and it's all menthol-y, makes my face feel all tingly and minty. It's fucking amazing. You'll miss it, brother. Been out since '08. There's parts of it that I miss, and I kind of lurked in the group chat that I had with my old guys, and eventually my memes just got too much while they were working, and my first sergeant removed me, and that kind of hurt. But I still got all their numbers and shit. So, River Rat, thank you so much. Ex-roommate was a Submariner. They have too much nitrogen in their blood, man. Every Submariner, and one of my mods is a former Submariner. He goes by Dr. Kozak. I love Kozak. He's a great person, but he has too much nitrogen in his blood. He's a little strange. All Submariners are a little fucking weird. Every single one that I've ever met. They're a wee bit spooky. Exactly, man. They spend way too much time underwater in the dark. Way too much. I should try Bahurt. And then somebody said something about me playing SnowRunner again. Yes, waiting on my buddy Rotten Reaper has been super busy. I'm not going to say with what, but yeah, he's been very busy. Is it Diane Baker? Thank you so much. My nephew also likes to quote LT Aldo Rain. We're about to take a road trip to see the Big Whiskey and USS Nautilus. Hell yeah. Trip to the USS Texas. He wants to hug the boats next. Dude. Raising that kid right, I'm telling you, right there. Y'all are raising that kid right. My bro going to beard. Yeah? What's up, Urukanu Senpai? I'm just going to go with Senpai. I don't know how to say the first part of your shit. Good to see you again, buddy. I'm trying to... Thoughts on the Fat Man meme? I don't know if I've seen the Fat Man meme. Maybe I have. How's the itchy beard? Itching like a motherfucker. Or attack our boats. They could very likely attack our boats. So this is the thing. I don't think I don't think Iran will engage with us in open conflict, and here's why. As I studied all the history, every time Iran stepped up to the plate with the US or their allies, they got their shit pushed in. And I'm not saying that just from an American perspective, I'm saying that strictly by the numbers. Don't worry, in the video I have coming out, I do an in-depth breakdown of how many things Israel hit in Iran and how many things and how much of things were destroyed in Israel by Iran. I don't want to pick sides, but it's pretty blindingly obvious who won that exchange. But I digress. So after Operation Praying Mantis, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, Iran hasn't engaged with the US in open conflict. They won't do it. They pump money into terror groups that they allow, that every country over there allows to pass through their country unimpeded. So then we can't chase them through their countries because we're a sovereign nation. It's the weirdest fucking cheat code, and I hate it. I hate it. Can the US weaponize its humidity? Bro, I don't know what you're talking about. It's dry as fuck here, but I'm in New Mexico, so. Yeah, no, the humidity is bad this year. When I was in DC, I was like, fuck this. Dude, it's so goddamn hot. HLC, Blackbird fact. It could race the sun and win. Yeah, that checks out. Doesn't the Earth rotate at like 1,000 miles an hour? And that thing's traveling at like Mach 3.3? That checks out. Mainly it was so fast it could cross time zones and arrive before it depart relative to the time zone. I fucking love that. I never thought about that, but the math checks out. The math is mathing there. How's the rest of the fam doing? Sister still watching the Warp Core on the boats. She is potentially getting another surgery, but they initiated her med board. She's just been working her way out. Mrs. Linecrosser's like, I'm going to do this. Okay, have fun. But good for you asking her. I appreciate that. You need a beard wash and conditioner along with beard oil. Check out Live Bearded. I mean, so don't get me wrong. I like the beard, but I don't know if I'm gonna like get all the beard oils and shit like that. I don't know. We'll just see how long I can stand it. The submarines have always had underrated and underreported. Really? U.S. subs sank 55% of Axis losses? I guess I never really thought about that. You hear about the big ones, like, you know, and in Midway when, you know, the planes did it, but like, especially on the European side, that actually checks out. That checks out really well. Can you explain your British allies how military exercise in the United States work? Okay, so I did do a video a while back called Why the US Loses War Games. And it's because we always give ourselves like way more handicaps than we would ever need. But that's good training. You don't learn from things you win. You learn from things you fail. Like I used to tell people all the time, I never failed an air battle. I just learned. So every single time I would run an air battle and we wouldn't get a passing score, I would learn. I would change the way I thought about things, and I would just constantly pick those things up, and I'm going to do this now, I'm going to do this now, I'm going to pay attention to this. This is something small that I didn't think was such a big thing. Now it's a big thing. So that's kind of the thought process in it. And I mean, it's not exclusive. Other countries do it too. It's just their handicaps are like, we're not going to use landing lights. Ours are like, the ship is not under power, it's being towed by another destroyer, and everybody is on fire. It's always the wildest shit, man. It's always fucking insane. No, don't use shampoo or conditioners on your beard. Am I not supposed to? It felt great. Am I going to go full wizard beard? No. This is probably only going to stick around for a little while. I don't know if I'll go with a goatee or just... Honestly, I don't know. I might just keep it shaved. I don't know. Have I ever considered making Buffalo or Gremlin into a character? What I found out recently is that the program that I use, the software that I use to do the eyes and mouth, does work on Fritz. I haven't tried it on Nox yet. Rocket versus Franklin, who wins? Also, have you heard Warrior Shaman song for Franklin? I have not listened to that one. Warrior Shaman, he's a friend of mine. Kind of feel like I've been ghosting the guy just because I've been so damn busy. I feel like I'm more busy now that I'm out. Just every day, it's phone calls, handling this, do stuff for the wife, make this video, research this. The Iran video I have coming out, it was 2 days of research. 2 full days, like 8-hour days. of just getting information. Recording it only took like 45 minutes to an hour. But there was a lot of research there. I'm just able to word vomit it out pretty quickly. I'm going to say Rocket, just because Franklin is still just a raccoon. Rocket is sentient. Iran has special reactors that can use 20%, but IAEA... Huh. Really? I'm going to have to look into it more. I don't know. I'm the missile guy. Like, I know that nukes go on missiles, but I don't care about the payload delivery. I don't need to know how it works. I just need to know, okay, missile can fly like this. This is what I need to do. So maybe I'll get learned up on nuclear power and energy. Maybe I'll figure that out soon. I don't know. We're going to need female casting for when the E3 Sentry and E2 Hawkeye have an argument. It's really hard to do collabs with the software, the proprietary software I have to do it. So once I figure that out, the door will open. Does Patriot or THAAD have a better intercept rate in real world conditions? So right now, as it sits, THAAD is the most effective air defense system on Earth. However, THAAD and Patriot do not do the same job. Think of them like a Venn diagram. You know, THAAD, you have mid-range ballistic missiles, long-range ballistic missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, exoatmospheric interceptions, like things like that. And Patriot is endoatmospheric interceptions. You do have a little bit of an overlap with mid-range ballistic missiles because Patriot can kind of do that. But it's also like when people like, is Patriot better than Iron Dome? Well, it's different jobs, different roles, different purposes. Plus, Iron Dome has had a whole lot more practice. So think about it like this. The first game of any Major League Baseball game, right? MLB. If you go up to the plate and... look, I don't know how baseball statistics work. I'm just trying to do this by the numbers. And they throw one pitch and you knock it out of the park. You have for that season and that moment, you have a perfect batting average. Perfect. But if somebody else hits 3 out of 5, they've taken more punishment, but their batting average is lower. Does that make sense? I don't really know how batting averages work. Look, I should have picked something else other than fucking sports. So it's kind of hard to do that. Pull Up, Hit Me With Everything by Jonathan Mann. He doesn't mind people looking at his songs about USS Washington and open to anime watching with me. So Lance Corporal Anime Guy, I'm not no hate. Daddy Rob is here.
Intercept me.
Hold on.
I'd intercept me.
And me without my weed whacker. Could a US destroyer destroy a Patriot radar system with its radar, thus fucking up a battlefield? Did I mention Tremors sucked?
Okay. We'll answer that in a second, Rob. I'm going to get down to that. I want to finish this. I'm not opposed to watching anime, but like I've never done like watch parties and stuff like that, so I don't know how that whole thing works. Not a big anime fan. I've seen a couple of them, not huge. And this is my time to like talk to people, so like watching things and listening to them. So no hate, Lance Corporal Anime Guy, I promise. Hello, Mr. Missile Man. Okay, we'll take it. You should try Gray Zone. I have played Gray Zone. I have. If you're interested in FPS, and War Thunder just added proper 2-part SAM sites. I'd probably have to get up to it. I think my highest BR is like Germany, and it's like 4. So we need a funny story time. Trying to think of stories that I haven't said on the internet, because I've told a lot of them on Unsub. Shit, I'm like drawing a blank right now. Okay, all right, I kind of got one. In Afghanistan, when I was there before I was a 14 series, I walked everywhere. I carried an M14 EBR. I was one of the squad designated marksmans, and that was my job. I'm not a sniper. I would never say I'm trained like a sniper. No, I was trained to reach out a little bit further than your average squad mate, right? Like that's all it was. And I fell through a lot of roofs. Fucking spoiler alert, Afghan roofs are not designed for an over 200 plus pound American wearing 100 pounds of shit. Just food for thought there. And I remember I fell through this one, and I didn't fall all the way through. I was on this roof. My medic was up there with me, and we were pulling security. And I was walking what I thought was a beam, and it wasn't a beam, and I fell through up to my hip. And I was like, shit. Because, like, when you fall through, not only is it, like, possibly you're going to fall all the way through, it's scary, but who is down there? Like, we hadn't cleared the building. We just rolled up on it. And so I pulled my leg out real quick, and I look in there, and it was, like, a family, and they were, like, screaming. And I was like, it's called a skylight. It's fucking great in America, right? And I'm just being a dick. And fucking police your own country. We won't have to go there. And my medic was pulling security with me. And this guy walks up the staircase to the roof and kind of snuck up on us. And my medic fucking, like, M4 straight in this dude's face. And the guy starts talking to the interpreter off the side of the roof. And my medic is standing next to this guy. He's pulling security on him. I got security on, like, the open field behind us. And the guy is telling us that we need to pay him $300,000 US to repair that roof. And he's like arguing. He wants $300,000 US, not Afghan. He wants $300,000 US. And my medic was like, he just like leaned over with his Camelback and kind of poured it on the ground. He's like, there, he's got mud. He can fucking repair it. And like, as it progressed, my medic was just getting more and more pissed off and was like, I'm going to throw this dude off the fucking roof. I'm going to just rip him off the goddamn roof. It was pretty funny. That's kind of a funny story. Since you retired from the military, any plans for your spare time? Gaming channel maybe, Grandpa Buff yelling slurs on Call of Duty. So I've considered that. Right now, like my aversion to making a gaming channel, as much as I enjoy playing video games, is that's my one time to really shut my brain off. And sometimes I'll hop in the Discord and just play with people, whoever. It's really a matter of when I have time, which I do have more time now, but it feels like, hey, I no longer have the army. I have all this time. And now it's like, I can make the videos better. And I've been chasing down several leads and researching more and trying to get more valid information and just doing the extra stuff. Did you say homeless line crosser? Fucking hopefully not. Germany, third time the charm. No, they are much nicer this time, y'all. Sounds like Iran's the larger, less shittier remake of the 1980s and 1990s Libya. That's fair. Has already begun cracking down on their Jewish citizens. I believe that. In the video that I have coming out, I break down like the whole reason for their Islamic revolution and why they did that. And as I read through it, I was like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, it makes no goddamn sense. Hey, Missile Man, did you hear Iran took out 14 of our bunker busters using their nuclear sites? That's funny. They took out 14 of our bunker busters using nuclear sites. I like that. The fusion power plant, first in the world, we're building in Virginia. I don't meant to be pushy, but it's bumming me out, man. I didn't know. So I scroll through and I see what's being published in the news. I was unaware that we had built one here in the US. I will look into it. It will be added to my notes. I assure you. I will look into that. Like, my stuff mostly just pulls up military things, so if it has any kind of military application, they're real big on getting to it. I'm still working my way down to you, Rob. I know it's there. Baby steps for the kid. They're getting out there, man. I think we set handicaps like that to make us fear us not holding back. Yeah. Well, I don't mean to talk shit, right? I don't mean to talk shit, but I have certain individuals that I know that have firsthand experience in Ukraine. And I was like, how bad is it? And they're like, it's fucking bad, right? First of all, they're like, it's really fucking bad. Like, the constant shelling, constant rockets, drones, like it's unending. I was like, okay, how would we fare? And he's like, the individual I talked to was like, with our logistics capabilities, our overwhelming numbers, our sheer force, and our ability to build proper, like, suppression of enemy air defense and things like that, he's like, we would probably fold both them in about 72 hours. Like, let's say they were both our enemy, we could push through Ukraine, straight through Russia, minus the nukes. He said in about 72 hours. which I think is a little ambitious considering it took us 30 days to get through Iran. Or Iraq, not Iran. We haven't been through Iran yet. I have no, like, there's no info there. I'm just being a smartass. With the container drone fiasco, we have to worry about China owning land around bases. Absolutely. Or will U.S. abandoning Ukraine guarantee we won't save Taiwan, Philippines? Hi from Indo-PACOM. I don't know. It's so wishy-washy. And I feel like it's a lot of the news like fantasticizing things. Like if someone in the administration, even when Biden did it, was like, hey, we're not going to give them that. They're like, they've turned their back on Ukraine. I don't know if we fully have. Like, sometimes people are like, oh yeah, we really care about what's going on there. We're trying to get a solution to it. And other times it's just like, yeah, it's not important. I don't know. As for Taiwan, us defending Taiwan is going to come down to what is in it for us, first of all, and what do we not want West Taiwan to have. So I don't know. I have no idea. I'm based off of what I was able to find open source. Do I think that we could successfully defend Taiwan? Big question mark. Do I think that we could reduce or remove their ability to reinforce forces on Taiwan and take it back from them? Yes, I'm very confident of that. All right. Could a U.S. destroyer destroy a Patriot radar system with its radar? So I don't know if you're asking, like, could it shoot the radar with the system it has on board, or could its radar, like, jam our radar? So I'll answer both. How do I word this? Yes and no. Any missile can destroy a radar if it gets through. Does a DDG have the ability to pump out enough firepower to saturate a Patriot system? Initially, no. After a while, yes. From what I understand, I don't know how many birds they can have in flight simultaneously, but the amount of birds they would need in flight to overwhelm a fresh Patriot system is a fucking lot. Now, as for like radar interference, I don't know what kind of jamming capabilities the Spy 1, Spy 6, or Spy 7 have on board, but Patriot does have the ability. I'm going to leave that. We can deal with certain types of electronic warfare. It can. So I don't know if that's what you were asking. So, oh, you're talking about like fucking up the battlefield as in like, okay, sorry, I didn't read that next part. I'm fucking retarded. I don't know if you know that. No. We have something called a what is it called? Is it frequency manager? On every major installation. Like any base has a frequency manager and knows what every radio and every radar is on. And they spend days, weeks verifying all of them will not interact with each other. What we call side lobe interference. Thank you for your service to our country. Thank you for the amazing content provide brings joy to my day. P.S. We just be building shit. I need to make that shirt because every time I read about us building something, I'm like, man, we just be building shit. Like I didn't mean to make that a meme, but like every time I learn about something new, I'm like, God, we really just be building shit. Like, I don't even know what the purpose of some of this shit is. Like, we're building a missile that can do this. And it's like, what threat am I unfamiliar with? You have plans to introduce him to the Arizona? Holy shit. He got transferred off the day before, December 6th. Dude, his great grandfather, like, lucky, but I'm sure it was rough for him. Love the vids. I need some help sharing a bill I wrote to help the families of veterans keep the benefits after the vet passes. Wait. So I'm not trying to be a smartass. They have something like that. So I just went through it with my missus. They take out like, I don't know, it's like a couple $100 a month, and when I pass away, my wife will literally get half of what I earned
Would you intercept me?
from my VA benefits,
I'd intercept
and then she'll still get
There is
all my other
Project
ones.
Stardust, which is a WoW WSS game with sci-fi genres like Halo, Star Wars, etc. General quarters where we are the crewmen on a fleet of ships defending against attack, with a sci-fi variant as well and naval, which plays like WoW's.
That sounds like a very large version of there's a demo out for it right now. It's called Jump Ship. I was playing it a little bit, but I haven't had anyone to play it with, so I was like, it's okay solo, but I'd rather like get together with some fucking homies and play it. It's PvE. It's fucking cool. I'm not Ohio Trucker. I'm not trying to be a smartass, man. I'm just trying to, or not you. Sorry. Hobo Anello. Sorry, I'm trying to just read through all this real quick. Ping my mods in my Discord. Do that, and we'll talk. I just need some details. I'm willing to try and get a bill push to help vets. Early stages yield mostly waste, like shifting sand, slow progress until 50 enriched, and then separating uranium isotopes accelerates like panning gold. I gotta learn about nuclear stuff. Okay, we're gonna turn the camera. You guys are staring at an empty bed, and you need to stare at a fat boy. You can see him right behind me. There we go. There we go. An unshaven HLC. I know. U.S. has the largest carrier ever sunk by a sub. The second one was we're the first country to have people surrender to a drone. We've had people surrender to a drone? I know the Ukrainians have. I didn't know we did. It was off Big Whiskey. They would use drones to watch the fall of shells. Now I gotta learn about that. I know the Whiskey's a fucking boss, but like, I kind of want to know. I left One Punch Dad at Fort Sill by himself. Josh and I are good friends, man. We'll probably link up again throughout whenever. He's good people, man. Take my money, Missiletism, man. I'm gonna go get chicken nuggets. I have no idea. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. It's early here. Well, it's 5:39. The kid to play COD. No, I'm gonna let the long range discrimination radar play COD. Also, if you missed it earlier, I did say that I brought him back for my new exclusive that I just finished taping because it's on Pepperbox and I can get away with it there. So I went a little further in on him to just kind of test the waters. If you see back there, that is he is boiling over. The right up, it's up over there. There we go. Sorry, stuff is hard. Wish YouTube would stop screwing up your videos. It's an open platform. It's a free platform, so they got to keep it safe for everybody. I completely understand. I'll be honest with you. I never had ambitions of moving towards a paid service. I never had ambitions of that. Okay. But when I was asked to come on board, I was like, okay, is this like one of those, the Patreons and all these other things out there where they got to like sub individually to each person? They're like, no, this is a streaming service. They literally one thing and they get everybody. And I was like, okay, I can fuck with that. Right. So it's behind a paywall, but it's not like a lot of these other ones. So I get away with a lot more over there, which is, for me as a creator, a lot more fun. And then with that being said, oh, there's Wither. They were asking about you early, Wither.
I'd intercept me.
Hello HLC, it's your non-CIA agent just checking on you since I will not be here for the next few streams.
Oh, I'm gonna miss out on you, Wither. That's it. We're canceling streams. We're canceling them. That can't do it without Wither. No, it's good to have you back, buddy. So going over to Pepperbox, I was like, okay, if I'm here, I want to make this like, if I decide to be here, what am I doing to make this worth people's while? Because like, I want them to get their money's worth. Because ultimately I'm an entertainer. Yes, I like to educate. I do a lot of these different things, and I'm like, what do I do to get them to get their money's worth? So that's why like, I'm on 3 exclusives over there. Habitually Fat, fucking Kind of Consensual, and then I do HLC State of Mind. So I was like, that should fucking be solid there. The characters, the LRDR is your favorite? What do you think the kids' opinion of the YF-23 be if it went into production? So I'm starting to figure out that the reason the... Oh, there's Wither again.
Intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Hold up, who was asking about me?
Somebody right when we started was like, "Hey, have you heard any good news finding finding Wither?" And I was like, "No, the guy's a ghost. No, haven't found him." The YF-23, I guess the main reason, from what little I've looked into it, is its size. The YF-23 was fucking massive. And actually, I have a little YF-23 tin that one of y'all sent me. It's right up over there. It's just off camera. Sea Power might end up being a good game for streams. Allows you to do this type of talking chat in between lulls and action. You should check it out. Sea Power. I don't know, man. I'm willing to try. I do like, I've been playing a little bit of Roadcraft, but I haven't played that in a while. USS Wolverine and USS Sable. Quick one for me to look up. All right, I'll do a little work here. World War II training aircraft carriers that operated in the Great Lakes. Huh. They were paddle wheel coal-fired aircraft carriers used for training. I'm suddenly glad that that is in my search history. It's a lot better than a lot of things I look up. No, I'm just kidding. What is my recent search history? So let's take a look. List of targets hit by Iran and Israel. I don't want to say this next one, not because it's bad.
Okay, last
Wither.
one, let me know if you want a partner on Roadcraft.
I got you, Wither. I would actually, I'd fuck with that. I don't want to say these next two, because they'll give away my next HLC state of mind. You know what? Fuck it. Is time travel possible? And then potential time travelers. Fuck it. Why does the military move people around so much? D. Glocke pronunciation, because I had to figure out how to fucking pronounce it. Why was Stephen Hawking in a wheelchair? Yeah. Look, my fucking Google search history is a little strange, okay? You just leave me alone. Homes in the Middle East have a life expectancy of 25. They're not meant to last more and made to repair it easily. 50-year-old buildings are rare. Really? I mean, I can tell you right now, a lot of things are rare in that part of the world. Okay. Hold on. Oh, I was way behind. If you're interested, there are a few community games I can send you. Gaming parties, catch though. They're on Roblox, but they're fun, military type. I'll take a look. I'm not opposed to it. Just hit my queue on Taiwan. Philippines is highly glossed over with China every day sailing. Yes. I think that's why we're posturing the way we are in the Philippines, is because we don't, again, I have nothing to base this off of, but just, you know, strategic intuition, is that we know that defending Taiwan is going to cost a lot more lives than it would to try and cut off their reserves and take Taiwan, which is really backwards in the grand scheme of things. But like, uh-oh. I just heard the door open in the house, so Mrs. is home. Bring chip companies here from Taiwan, then laugh. That would actually be really funny. Favorite Sabaton songs? Ooh, I do. I'm really lately into the Templars one they just had. I like Night Witches. 82nd All the Way. To Hell and Back is good. The Winged Hussars, I just saw that on yours. Devil Dogs, I don't know. Like, great story. Not a fan of the song. Not my thing. You're a great man. Thank you so much. And Sharp, you're a great man. I think you're a man. Everyone's a man. Fucking, we're all dudes. Project Stardust, sci-fi variant, as well as Naval, which plays like WoWs. It was a continuation from your last. I'm sorry. My bad. You were looking at that game, actually, Phoenix? Physics is cool. Physics is awesome. Does Sean Ryan know he's your illegitimate father? I don't know who's older. How old is Sean Ryan? Now I'm going to Google it. I don't know why I'm Googling on my phone. I literally have a window right there. Oh. He's 41 or 42. I'm only 35. I know. I look like I'm 80. How does a missile guy counterattack your radar? I've heard the flyboys try to... Okay, hold on. I'm looking. So they try and get me to light them up as a tactic. I'm trying to understand. So this is a hard one to answer because that falls under TTPs, tactics, techniques, and procedures, or techniques, tactics, and procedures. Really depends on where you fucking read it. All of which are secret. So like I'm trying to just go with a base of capability. Patriot has a oh man. God, that's a hard one. Oh, that's so hard to dance around because I don't know if I can even say the passive or active anti-radiation missile countermeasures. ECCM, I don't think I can explain. Whoa! We can shoot their plane and the missile they fired. I think that's about as far as I can go to that. I'm sorry, man. I wish... Knox! What? It's your mother! You fat shit! So that's the best I could probably do for you. Just stop talking about it? No! I'm not going to stop talking about it because I want to try and give everyone weapons. Whiskey spotter drone was spotting an island during Gulf War I. They put together hearing a lawnmower and the fist of God. Oh, man. You know, it's not the first time that they've fucking surrendered like that. One of my buddies, I don't know how true it is, but one of my buddies was in the initial push in Iraq, and he's like, you know, we rolled up, we saw this big ass airfield, and they had like tanks and shit, and he's like, as we started rolling in, like ready to fight, they like put a table out front, poured some tea, and like 3 or 4 guys sat out there, and they were just waiting to surrender. And I was like, that checks out. That totally checks out. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I saw like a brigade of Abrams and Bradleys rolling over the hill and I'm in fucking T-72s, can we talk about this? Like, no. Don't touch the boats. Great Grandpa Robert was transferred to USS Texas and then USS Iowa, where he served till 45. No shit. Now that you're out, have I enjoyed sleeping in? I would love to enjoy sleeping in, but somebody decides that they need to piss and it's an emergency at 6:30 every fucking morning. Who might that be? You're still cute. You're just a gross little boy, though. You're a pain in my butt. He likes sitting like this. Here, I'll show you. He just puts his back feet in my hand and he chills. This is how he chills. Oh, now he's laying on Dad. All right. Fritz is awesome. But yeah, I'd love to enjoy sleeping in. Poland has a nuclear reactor, scientific purposes. I will be honest with you. Out of everybody in Europe, I would say the people that I trust the most, okay, don't take this the wrong way, Poland, trust the most with nukes. One of them already has nukes, the United Kingdom. Let me, hang on, I'm dancing around Europe in my brain real quick, just checking everything. I would probably trust Poland over Germany. It's fucked up. But Poland has had American nukes there before. Like, they've been there. I don't know if they're still there, but they were there before during the Cold War. So Poland is already like, that's cool. We can have nukes. Who dis? That was Fritz. He's a Chinese crested. He just turned 1 on Juneteenth. He is now 1 year old. You're a 1-year-old boy. And Knox turns 11 on July 13th. I don't know what I'm going to do for him. Maybe get him a steak or something. I often disagree strongly with some of your opinions, but I respected them. I really miss your opinion. Your opinionated takes. Your last 3 videos felt empty. You know, Edward, it's okay. But that's the thing. I enjoy discourse with people. Like the last 3 videos, while they may have felt empty to you, there was a lot going on in the world, and I was just really making jokes about it. There was just so in some ways you're right. My opinionated, you know, it's not that I've like strayed away from it, like, because I don't think I have. Is I do tailor things a little bit for my audience, but I do try and remain who I am, because so here's the thing. Like, ultimately, social media is you know, it's now my income. It's what I do to make a living. And with that, as much as I want to, of course, focus on my roots and things like that, I need to, number one, listen to the audience. So you're an audience member that I do listen to, right? And I will try and implement everything that I get told, provided it is, you know, logically formatted. But at the same time, you notice a lot of creators, they hit a peak and then they fizzle off because they don't innovate, they don't change. And that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to continue walking down that line, even though I'm a line crosser, walking down that line to kind of change how things are. But as much as I can, being the same. Oh, I know I'm so late. I'm way behind. FYC, I've sent you 3 emails about the Fusion plant, your Inquire email, but they have all Fusion in the subject to help you find them. Wright Brothers big, just like Flight. We're going to beat France to it. All right. I'm all about fucking Star Spangled awesomeness. I gotta have the missus pull that up for me. She has access to it on her phone. I really should get access to it on my phone. I have access to it on my computer here. Still looking for me to meet Raz. Yes. Kid Raptors F-35 demo in Oshkosh in July. So cars and jets. Good news, bad news. Good news is I still want to go to Oshkosh, right? That is on my list. Bad news is I think around the time of Oshkosh, now we may have to do just like a quick turnaround. I have, in 2 days, 3 habitually fats and 1 HLC exclusive scheduled in a span of 2 days. We just finished doing 2 habitually fats, and I just finished doing 1 exclusive. I did another exclusive last weekend. Yeah, I do want to go, and I've talked to the fat electrician about it. I've talked to Nick, and he is like, yeah, let's go. I think that would be a really good thing, and I think the viewers would love it. So it's still on our list. We're getting there. What's my take on the F-101 Voodoo? It broke the jet speed world record in 1957, going 1,200 miles an hour. I don't know enough about the Voodoo to form an opinion. The first time I had heard of the F-101 Voodoo was actually from Grandpa Gaming. There was a video I pushed out a while back where it was the last range day, and I was talking to Grandpa Gaming. I said, what is your favorite aircraft? And he said the F-101 Voodoo. And I never really looked into it. Your personal FBI agent needs therapy after trying to piece together your search history. That checks out. That totally checks out. If I have to pick one allied NATO country, which country would you pick to watch your back? It's either Germany or Turkey with me. I would probably have to go with Germany, strictly because Germany has Patriot. Turkey has the S-400. While the S-400 is a decent air defense system, the two are not comparable. They're just really not. Patriot is better in damn near every single way. Germany also has IRIS-T. I don't know if Turkey has IRIS-T. IRIS-T's done really, really well. And Germany is big on innovation and production. Like, Germany will absolutely... You said Romania for the women? Bro, I don't even know what fucking airport I landed at, but the women in Romania. Tens. All of them, man. Aw. Big dogs who don't fit in beds are my life. Oh, there we go. For just going to the little bed. George H.W. Bush was a pilot trained on them. Oh, you're talking about HW like senior, right? The one who got shot down in Iwo. No, it wasn't Iwo Jima. Iwo Chichny. I remember reading that book. Or at least I remember that I did read that book. I don't know. I don't remember what the fuck was in it. Your personal FBI agent? Oh, yeah, sorry. I read that one already. Since we lost the last flying 14s, some pilots say the only aircraft that could beat them in a dogfight are the F-22 and F-18. The Tomcat did great at low-altitude fights at transonic speeds. I would have to look at... So right now, I feel like most fights like between aircraft nowadays are going to be beyond visual range, BVR. And that comes down to who sees who and gets the lock first. While the F-14 had an incredibly long seeing like radar. I don't know. I don't know. I think them getting into a gunfight at low speeds, low to the ground, I don't foresee it as a high probability. It sucked to see those Tomcats go down. Also, I figured out, that's part of the video that I go over, I figured out exactly where they went down at. Like, which base specifically. That was a painful bit of searching there. But yeah, when does the P.O. Box open again? Soon. I do want to open it again. I've talked to the missus. We're getting settled in here still. I usually spend my days, like, doing things around the house. And if I don't, I'm, like, creating content or I'm working other things. So it is on my list. It is absolutely on my list. I want to open it up soon. Finally got a Friday off for stream. Mega Weedles, thank you so much for being here. Do you think it'd be possible for someone who's almost 30 and blind in one to get in the military? The almost 30 isn't an issue. Almost blind in one eye, there is the issue. Now, when you say almost blind, what you have to look at is, can it be corrected with glasses? If it can, you're good. If it can't be corrected with glasses, can it be corrected with LASIK, PRK, something like that? If it can, get it corrected, you're good. That's the main thing that'll hold you back. But almost 30, I think the limit is either 32 or 37. Could be wrong. Might be 35. I'm not a recruiter, so. The 5G phase array cellular antenna based on Patriot. No, so when people say phased array radar is, or phased array anything, is just electronically steerable radar beams or frequency beams. Depending on where it's coming from, these can be like waves off of a Doppler radar. Well, phase array is not really Doppler. They can be pencil beams, they can be longer beams, they can be shortwave beams, they can be pulse waves, like they can be all sorts of different stuff. So I would have to say no. But honestly, military ingenuity kind of drives civilian technology. I mean, hell, before World War II, we didn't have a microwave, we didn't have jet engines, we didn't have fucking civilian cargo planes. They just didn't exist. Let me see. Hey, Missile Man, if you haven't already, look up High Fleet. Awesome game with a ton of missile action strategy and lunar lander gameplay. High Fleet. Is it on Steam? I'll have to put it on the wish list and check it out later. High Fleet. It does look like an RTS. The only thing I don't like about RTS, man, is like RTS games, they've gotten so like strange lately. They're like, you know what would be cool is if we took RTS games, right? That you always build up a base, build your defenses, build your army and attack each other, and we made it way more difficult to do any of that. Like, bro, just go back to the old days of Command and Conquer, Age of Empires. They literally haven't changed the fucking formula, and those games are great. But everybody else wants to fucking change it up, dude. Like, I was playing, what the fuck is this? Scoob got it for me. It was some real-time strategy game, and it's like, you can only build people of this level from this thing until you attack that thing. It's like, it's just a third level of just difficulty that doesn't need to be there. Bro, we love Fritz. I'm sure Fritz loves all of you. He's licking his wiener right now. Fritz, please, for the love of God, don't have a happy bed while I'm on stream. If he starts humping his bed, swear to God. I trust Germany to never use them, even when they need to. Yeah. I am so slow to the party, realize that Knox is named after the fort. Yes, he is. He... Where is the fat boy? Oh, he's on the other bed. I got him, and I was like, I'm gonna, what do you want to name him? And I was like, the first base I ever went to in the military was Knox, Fort Knox. So his name's Knox. You just heard me say his name like 3 times. We ever gonna hear buff crack jokes about the War Thunder leaks that happen nearly every month? Love your vids, keep it up, man. I do like clowning on the War Thunder leaks, and War Thunder just continues to be just a cesspool of shenanigans. I guess there was another leak recently, and I saw like an article about it. There was a picture of an F-15, and I was like, oh God, what happened this time? Poland built a wall. Poland safe. Germany has migrants. Poland has taken border security very seriously. How about Netherlands, by the way? Can you name the German UAV? Shit. Hold on. Where was it at? There's a company that starts with a P. I want to say it's Polaris. Not Polaris. Polaris? That got the contract for it. There is no name for the UAV yet. It's still in development. Where the fuck? Where the fuck is that article? Because now I want to find it. Okay. Germany has asked a startup to build a hypersonic space plane. Hold on. Completion by 2028. Polaris, yeah. Polaris, Polaris, to develop a 2-stage, fully reusable hypersonic space plane, given the team just 3 years to use it. It's dubbed Aurora. There you go. That's what the only one you can think you got. Which one did you get me? What was that RTS game we played? The World War II one. Like the game looks good. I just don't like Oh, you got me Dale and Dawson, yeah. My grandpa was an E5 Marine in Vietnam. I believe he was the 11th Marine Artillery Regiment for that reason. I have a soft spot for the Marines. That's why I like Devil Dogs to each their own. I completely understand, N Sharp. I completely understand. Company of Heroes. Yes, Company of Heroes 2. The game looks great. I just don't fucking understand how to use it. The RTS Broken Arrow. A lot of people told me about Broken Arrow. I saw it. It's on my wish list. I just haven't really looked into it. I haven't had time. Silver Sides up here in Michigan. Also, man in my church who served on her soon after World War II. I'm unfamiliar with the USS Silver Sides. Now I kind of want to look that up. Oh. Is that the boat from fucking Down Periscope? That's awesome. I don't know if it's the same one, but that's cool. The USS Stingray. You got your glide bait stuck in a tree? Bro, Texas fisherman. I remember I went out, I had me and my buddy, he goes by Rotten Reaper. We've both had it happen. I had a whopper plopper, and I was just pulling it across the water, and this is like a $12 or $13 whopper plopper. Big old monster bass just grabs it, snags it. And I was like, hell yeah. I go to set the hook, pink, snapped right off. I was very upset, especially because I saw that bass jump out of the water after it broke loose. So it was still in its mouth. And then I watched him throw a brand new frog, like literally bought it, took it out of the box, stringed it on their little bass frog, and tossed it, and it just popped off and went straight into a tree. He was fucking furious. It was hilarious. So how does the whole dynamic work with you and wifey and all you do? It would seem there's a give and take. How she with you? She is amazing. Hang on, we'll hear this.
Good to finally have you in my time zone, and welcome back to New Mexico. First, does this mean that streams are an hour earlier, and if you ever make it down here to Lee County, hit me up and I'd be happy to treat you to some excellent Mexican food.
Oh, I do love me some Mexican food. I mean, I'm down in Cruces, so... Maniac Cuber, thank you so much. So I wanted to keep the timelines because people got used to seeing my videos at a certain time and my lives at a certain time, so I wanted to try and keep that. I didn't plan on doing them an hour earlier. I was just like, well, I want to stay consistent. You know, if you guys are expecting to see me at a certain time, I should try and maintain that. Situation dictates I may have to, you know, scoot things in the future. So how is she with all you do? My missus is incredibly supportive of everything that I do. She doesn't fully understand it. She's like, I don't get why people really like you doing silly voices and characters on the internet. But she's very supportive. She is always in my corner. She does. So like when it comes time to like get museums for Habitually Fat, she does all that. All the stuff we have coming up for Habitually Fat, she nailed all of it down. All of it. She is, I'm telling you, the best player on my team. So she actually works for HLC Incorporated with me. And she does a lot. She does absolutely a ton. She gives me ideas. She makes my thumbnails. She's very, very supportive of everything that I do. Has great police videos, lots of meth there. My favorite police video, Weapons from Las Cruces, and it's fucked up how it happened. There was a guy that they told a local cop to pull over, and he was a felon who had like shot somebody, and they didn't tell the cop that, and he ended up killing the cop, which sucks, right? But then New Mexico Highway Patrol in a Camaro pit maneuvers this dude. This is like hours later. They find him, they pit maneuver this dude, and then you see this New Mexico Highway Patrolman just mag dump point blank into this guy, because the guy goes to get out, like he's running up on him, he's like, show me your hands, and the guy like gets out with a gun, and he just like mag dumps from me to that fucking wall, like 8 feet away, just mag dumps this dude, and then runs back over by his car, gets cover, changes mags, and then goes back over again. I was like, that's gangster. That Don't get the Elran joke. It's just a play on their name. Instead of Iran, they lost, so it's Elran. Would you stop it, both of you? Do not put your brother's head in your mouth. Your mouth smells like butt. No. Do not sass me. You little pains in my butt. I wish we never sold the F-14s to the Middle East. Homie, me too. Now it seems like we'll only ever see them in museums. Which hurts. You need to check out the game Kingmakers. Oh, I've heard about that one. That's the one where you like get sent back in time and you have like modern shit. I don't know if has it come out yet. I saw that one. I was like, that looks interesting. Scoob, you'd play Broken Arrow with me? Aw. Poland has a submarine. The Kilo class? Yeah. I know. I did that in my USA versus Poland. When I mispronounced the Blaskovica. Blaskov fucking. And the Pio Run. I said Pio Run like 7 times. And people are like, it's Pio Run. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I'm fucking retarded. Definitely check out Silver Sides. I'm interested. Don't have a happy... He humps beds. And blankets. And he's staring at me like a gargoyle. With the other bedroom, because there's a bathroom right here that goes through to another bedroom. It's like a his and her bathroom. And he's just sitting there on the other side staring at me. Walks into a bar, fuck around and find out. Have a great weekend. I gotta love the Polish, man. I fuck with you guys. Like, it's crazy. I never thought that I'd be like a Polish fanboy. And then like, I got into, kind of the world of geopolitics and news. And I kind of quickly figured out who my favorites were. And I was like, dude, Poland Poland doesn't fuck around. Like, I'm sure that there's bad things in every country, right? Like, every time you see an American who's never been outside the US, they're like, well, they have this there. It's like, yeah, there's also a lot of other bad shit there. Like, every country has bad shit. You just have to pick the amount of bad shit you're willing to deal with. But I absolutely hate watching live streams. Why is that? Oh, yeah, well, they actually do spend money on the military. They do have the winged hussars. They are back. For those of you who don't know, Poland got their first shipment of F-35s, and they have notionally named them Hussar. So the winged hussars have returned. Just like Israel refers to their F-35 as a deer, which apparently translates to the mighty one. Seems like we have like the lamest, like, don't get me wrong. The Lightning II is a pretty cool fucking name, but I feel like we really should have. Yeah. Did HLC read the Twitter account confused B-52 and the Flying Dorito? Did someone say B-52? I didn't see that one. Someone called the B-2 the B-52. Do you see him? He just punched his brother. Fritz rolled over there and just, bah, hit him in the face. You're learning Polish. No shit. One of the Cav units is always named the Winged Hussars. Really? USS Alabama. I don't know. So I got to learn more about ships. Like, it's so hard because everyone, like, I've broken into the space of like military lore fans. And when you're in that world, being in the aircraft world alone is hard because every plane person has their favorite plane. Get his face out of your face. I'm not talking to you. You were fine. You were trying to lay down and not bother anybody. Your brother was being an asshole. Fat dog in a little bed. Fat in a little bed. He was in the little bed. Which is crazy because, like, Fritz doesn't care for the little bed. He'll sleep in the big one. He doesn't give a shit. But when it comes to, like, plane people or military people, they all have their favorite system. They all have their favorite weapon. They all have their favorite plane. And to try and get in all those, man. Ooh. And Drakenfell? I don't know who that is. I'm unfamiliar. Like, I don't consume a lot of content, and that's not a negative thing, you know, I just don't. My dogs are stealing the show. That's why I have the puppy cam. And Fritz is behind me walking like a skinwalker. He's like a skinwalker. Did you guys see that? He's like a little skinwalker walking around on two legs. We saw you. Don't act like you're a person. Caught in 4K. I'm telling you. You're gangster in a ship until you see a message from Poland. I'm a Pole. Dude, you know, I had never heard that story. And I remember seeing, it was like a TikTok or something on it. And I was like, huh. So then I started like looking into it. I was like, yo, this is, I mean, yeah, like they didn't do a whole lot to the Bismarck, but you got to have some stones. They went after something like 10 times their size that they didn't have a fucking snowball's chance in hell of actually hurting. And they're just like, we're going to go anyways. Full send. I love it. And now he's back there running like a hooligan. Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. And now he's dragging the bed. And then he looks at me like I'm the crazy one. Nope, let it go. Oh my God. Yeah, I took away the bed from you. It's not a toy. He's doing it just to irritate me. I'm thinking we're just spreading words around about Poland now. We did hear. This recording will exist forever. Yep, that's fair. That's fair. I love Poland. I have an AK-101 built off a Polish 5.56 AK. I did not know the Polish had 5.56 AKs. You said Fritz look like your sack when you don't wash it. I'm sorry, that one got me, man. Oh man. It's the Fritz and Ethan show. Yeah, I have Knox laying right behind me, hiding from Fritz. Just watch him back there. He'll start walking around like a skinwalker again. Please explain the presents we gave Iran. Well, unfortunately, when a mop goes off, there's not much, like, unless you can see in there. And Iran notoriously undersells any damage they receive. They did it after Praying Mantis. They did it after pretty much every attack they've ever received. They always like downplay the amount of damage that they've received. I've heard mixed reports. I've heard like it's the weirdest thing. I've heard some people in Iran say that it'll take them years to get back online, but I've also heard them say it'll take about a week. And then on the other side, I've heard the U.S. say we've set their nuclear program back decades, and others saying, we set it back a couple weeks. I don't know what to believe. It is a pretty unhinged live stream. Would you intercept Mrs. Line Crosser? Listen, I'm all about giving that mediocre thing. I do that. You see CIA, I can be a valuable asset. Answer mail. Look into Swedish history. I do want to look into Swedish history a little bit. The Northern War. And see, that's the thing. I'm very unfamiliar with the Northern War. I hadn't even heard of it. What is my favorite aircraft? The F-4U Corsair. And that's probably why it's not a character. Because I don't feel like I can do it justice. MOP is a 30,000 pound penetrating bomb that contains 5,000 pounds of explosives. Yes. And it penetrates deeper than any other known bunker buster on Earth. It's like 200 feet or something like that, which is a lot. And because you didn't have the land to land one on a carrier, that's fair. That's totally fair. Wasn't it 6,000? I don't know about the overall payload of the MOP. I know 30,000 pounds is the overall weight of the munition itself. But I don't know. Dude, Fritz! And now he has my pajama pants and he's wrestling with those on the bed. You pain in my ass! Your mother needs to come and get you. I know she's home. Because you're being trouble. He's just staring at me. And then he sits there like, Wait, Kelly Johnson of Lockheed was Swedish? Really? What is my favorite boat? Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one. I've never really thought about that one. I can give you type, and I tell everyone all the time, I genuinely believe the sexiest ship that has ever existed is an Iowa-class battleship. I think they're gorgeous. But I also understand that in modern combat, a carrier or an Arleigh Burke could sink one before they even knew it was there, which sucks. Because I think an Arleigh Burke is ugly as shit. Not as ugly as a Ticonderoga, but ugly as shit. So yeah. Iran reminds me of Carthage, just pay others to fight your wars. That's actually very... part of what I do in the video that I have coming up is I link all... Like, I explain, like, hey, this is why Iran is linked to these terror groups. These are the connections that they have. And these are the ones that they don't have connections with. And here's why. So, I don't know. Warrior Shaman's mom here could use prayers. Gaga Giggles, do me a solid. Reach out. I don't know how well you're familiar with Discord. Reach out to my mods. Have them reach out to me. I need some details. Nothing personal, right? Nothing personal, but like, no matter how bad the situation is, I don't really like share GoFundMes, but let me see what I can do for you, okay? I'm willing to work some things. Say everything was paid, including a 5-star hotel, minus gas and other tourist stuff. Where would you rather go, Monaco or Dubai? Dubai. Dubai is actually really fun. Atlantis on the Palm is fun. I've been to Atlantis on the Palm. I was in Abu Dhabi, but it's actually really fun when you ignore like the whole that they still use slaves type thing. But other than that, it's pretty fun. You know, guys, ever near Canton, Ohio on your way through War History Tour, let me know. You're welcome to come for some smoked ribs anytime. Love what you do. I would not be opposed to some smoked ribs. But I don't know where. I've never been to Ohio. I know I'm going to Dayton for the New Jersey Museum. No, I won't forget about that. I'm trying to go to the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, but they are not playing nice. And I'm as screwed up as it is it kind of weird that I really want to, like, a little part of me wants to like weaponize you guys and be like, you should all call the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio and just blow their phone up and say, why are you not letting Habitual Line Crosser and the Fat Electrician come and film? But I don't know if that would be counterproductive at this point. So let me continue to work it. It's illegal. No. I'm Polish and I work in an auto shop. Something won't come apart. They come to me and I get a part and they say there isn't anything more stubborn than a pole. You know what I didn't know until recently is the highest recorded blood alcohol content of an individual, both living and dead, are Polish. And that just tells me that Poland knows how to party. That's all I'm saying. No, do not call. Can you get alcohol in Dubai or Abu Dhabi? Yes. It's only sold in hotels though, and you can't drink it outside. But if you're in a resort like Atlantis on the Palm, you can drink it in the whole resort. So they understand, like, hey, Western tourists do like alcohol, even though we are a Muslim country. So we need to allow them to partake in something that they enjoy if we want their tourism here. We Poles are fantastic alcohol fanatics. Where's the legend about Northern War King Coronis Rex, aka Charles 12 man? So far, what I hear, and I don't know all of history, is that people are like, oh, don't mess with Russia's winter. Are you here? Knox and Fritz both started barking. I don't know what's going on. However, that did not happen to the Mongolians. But the Mongolians, and I bring it up in my video, the Mongolians were just not to be trifled with. What are you doing, dogs? Stop it. The Mahoris, thank you so much. Call flooding is illegal. Okay, weapons, we will not call flood. Jeez. He's so angry. See, I'm nice. My mods are just mean. Phoenix is pretty cool, although he always puts chat on slow mode. Maybe they're barking at ghosts. Although I knew the people who owned this house before. They were in like their 80s and they moved away and they're still alive. So, quick crazy thing for you. Marquette, Michigan earlier this week had 45-degree temperature on the lake shore. Dude, Michigan weather be wild. That lake effect, snow and wind, that's another fucking world, man. DMing me, it might get lost because I only, like, nothing personal. I always, like, I gotta know who you are before I get a DM because there's just a shit ton of them in there. So shoot it to one of my mods and then I will make sure I get it, and then they can let me know who it's from, so that way I know who you are and stuff. But it's up to you. We can always send Karens to the Middle East. Unfortunately, they would not survive. I'm only on here to call you a loser and that I miss you, bro. Please. And that's it. I'm done. Yep. Please treat Knox. Knox. Hi, Senior Fat. Here, let's see if we can do it since my little sister's here. We're going to try it again. We did it last week. All right, come here. All right, sit. No, down. Hang on. No, go over here. Go over here. Go over here. Come on. All right, see it? Down. Bang. Oh, he's a dead boy. Here we go. I shot him. He's not going to make it. But luckily, his brain captured it, and there's nothing in there but fat. I'm moving on, bro, and James, take it easy. Please come to Rock Island Armory. I live right here. I wouldn't be opposed to like checking out like modern stuff if they allowed us. So like there was somebody who reached out to me a while ago through my PO box and said that they might be able to get me on the F-35 line, and I'm wondering if we can do a tour of the facility on camera. I think that would be cool if they'll allow it. But I know, like, because, like, this is the thing, man. I'm finding that it's easier to work with civilian entities than it is the military. The military is, like, their public affairs are scared of their own fucking shadow. And it's so frustrating, man. Because they're like, well, you got to get approval from this person. Well, we have to ask this person. Well, they have to do a 10-day review of your content. They have to blah, blah, blah. And, like, civilians are like, oh, you want to show people our museum? That, yeah, come on in. Like, it's so wild, man. Michigander here. Are you a Youper? It's the only thing I know about Michigan people. Weather's completely randomized. Randomized. My mom is from Detroit. I got a brother who lives in Detroit too, so. Hire internet sleuths to find Wither. We might. Slawaus. Oh man, I don't speak Polish. Dude, you guys got too many consonants pushed together, man. I can't. Polish man SpaceX. Get on Discord and contact a mod. Yeah, weapons and all those mods, they'll be on it just so we... Hope Rock Island Armor lets you in, drag me in with you. Like I'm an assistant. I'm not opposed to doing it. This is the thing. So I thought, and Mrs. Linecrosser like kind of explained it to me. She is the best part of me. She really is. So also, I miss you too, sis. I didn't say that. So the thing is, I was telling her, I was like, I want to do like military museums, military sites. And she's like, bro. She didn't say bro. I say bro. But anyway, she's like, bro. You did a furniture museum and people loved it. So how about, yes, we try and focus on military stuff, but also weird shit. And I was like, actually, that's a really good idea. So I'm not opposed to weird shit. There's a Spam museum right near Nick's house, and he doesn't want to go, but I went as a kid, and I want to go again. Civilian museums need money? Yeah. One of the things I'm considering, well, I do have something, kind of an Easter egg going forward that I might start doing as soon as I get some details ironed out. Knock stop licking the bed. He will not stop licking the bed. And now he's got his nose pressed to the bottom of the door because Mrs. Linecrosser came and picked up Fritz. Polish guy went to the latest SpaceX mission to space. Did he? No shit. Titan Missile Museum is good too. I've tried. They're not responding. The one in Arizona? The Mutter Museum is pretty wild. I don't even know what that is. Nuclear Weapon Museum in Albuquerque? There is a nuclear weapon museum in Albuquerque? That I didn't know. I know there's a nuclear power museum in Idaho. Mrs. Linecrosser, if you're watching this, because that's right up the road. That's a couple hours away. Detroit is the only American city to officially surrender to a foreign power. Was it during the War of 1812? I didn't know that about Detroit. Ha! Poland can into space. There's a fishing museum in Hayward, Wisconsin? I didn't know that. Were you honorably discharged? Yes, it was a medical discharge. I was honorably discharged. Well, medically retired. I only served 16 years, 7 months, and some change. My body just couldn't take it anymore. Which, by the way, now that I'm here and I'm kind of settled, you guys should know every single day this week, except for one, I literally could not move my neck. I went to the gym. And I will tell you that stretching out my right arm right now hurts. Left one, not bad. Right arm, ugh. Oh, it hurts. So, yeah, everything kind of hurts. Everything's sore. What happened to Buckets? Love that character. Buckets will be making a return. Trust me. I will. Yeah, 16 years. I joined. I mean, so this is the thing. Like, you know, people will give me shit for trying to grow a beard. I've never been allowed to grow a beard in my entire adult life. And I joined when I was 18. I couldn't grow a beard. It was like a couple of peach fuzz, you know, mustache things and like 4 hairs on my chin. Until basic training. For some reason, man, like all the pent up testosterone and all the shit you do in basic training, I'd like, dude, I showed up at basic training babyface and I left like just, I had a beard. Well, I didn't have a beard. My body was trying to grow one and I had to shave it all the time. There's a salt and pepper shaker museum in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I need to go to Tennessee. My buddy Zach, veteran with a sign, wants me on his podcast and has been asking me since last year. And I was like, I'll get to it, man. I got a lot going on. I need to schedule my time to go out there with him. New Mexico has a museum of UFO research. That must be out in Roswell. And I've driven past Roswell quite a few times. There's nothing there, in case anyone's wondering. Well, there's meth. There's a lot of meth in Roswell. A lot of it. And I stopped there for gas one time. And there's a reason I say one time. Maybe I was just in a bad area of Roswell. We need to take UK because... giving Zach the cold shoulder. I would never. I love Zach, dude. Zach is awesome people. When he saw my video, I posted that video about me getting out, like my last day in uniform. He texted me. I think he was the only. No. I had several people. He was the only like creator that I knew that texted me randomly and was like, hey man, I'm proud of you. But every time I talk to the rest of them, they're like, hey man, proud of you. You know, it takes a lot of guts to get out and walk away and like chase this life. And, you know, I know it's scary, but you know, we're going to have your back. So you wanted to write Patterson, Ohio. I'm making calls. No, don't call for, I mean, if you know people there, yeah, but public affairs hasn't responded. And the military is just difficult. How about Patriots Point? I've never even heard of Patriots Point. When are we getting Pepperbox exclusive Eiffel Tower? You know what's fucking crazy? I never watched that episode. I never watched it. I still haven't. I need to. And we recorded another one a couple days ago. And I was like, Nick, Eli, Rich, what the fuck did you say in that last episode? And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, people were talking about how there's enough room in here for me to get Eiffel Towered. What did you say? And they're like, I don't know. They must be making up something. You know, obviously we have no idea what's going on. So they just denied everything, them bastards. Yeah, I do want to see the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. I really do. Carlsbad. I want to go to Carlsbad Caverns. Maybe that'll be a good habitually fat. That might be kind of cool. Hobbs has a shit ton of marijuana. Cruises too, homie. Not there yet. Still on terminal leave. Once that terminal leave ends, I don't even know if I'll partake. I don't know. I'm like scared of everything. The military makes you scared of everything. It's wild, man. I can't stretch out my right arms about 7 degrees more than I can do after my 3rd surgery and painful PT. That's fair. That's fair. You know, I just, anything past like here, I feel. So going, oh, yeah. Man, doing X space, people can talk via mic. I got to figure out how that, we did that one time. I did a Q&A, and maybe I'll do one again. Maybe I should talk to my mods and set up another Q&A. We do a Q&A live stream. It's just really hard to keep up with like the people talking to me and like the super chats and everything like that, because I do, you know, to me, it doesn't matter if it's, you know, a penny or $100 or what it is. I want all of you to feel like you're getting acknowledged, right? Like I know for me, like I would feel like shit. Like if, you know, let's say I paid $5-10 to somebody and was like, hey, you know, I want you to know this information. I want you to read this. And they didn't acknowledge it. I would feel like shit. So I don't want you guys to feel like I'm not spending that time on you, right? You've been trying to get me to come to Tennessee. I've never been there. I think I'm going to procrastinate till the end of the summer because I don't know what Tennessee summers are like, but I know what Oklahoma, Arkansas, Virginia, Florida, well, kind of Florida. I've only been there for like a week, and it was June. It was pretty warm. Like kind of few states around there are Kentucky. So I don't know. Cruces is your hometown. The food here is bomb, man. That's the main reason I came back. Also, when it cools off a little bit, I do plan on going to do some camping. Yeah. No, X Space is like MS Teams conference. Oh, it's like an MS Teams conference. Okay. Smoke some DMT, brother. Feel the radar waves fall into the next dimension. Look, I'm not trying to get up there with like, you know, bald eagle butts and whatever. I'm trying to tried making that. I was like, I need to make this, you know, something I can say on YouTube. And then I was like, bald eagle butts. And I was like, now I sound like I'm 12. Great. Good job. But yeah. What's more terrifying, a bonsai charge out of nowhere or dealing with SEMO during the winter? SEMO. SEMO, hands down. Like, don't get me wrong, a bonsai charge is scary. I mean, a cavalry charge or any kind of charge, a bayonet charge in general, is terrifying. But just like being a part of a unit and like, even if you weren't hit, right? Like, even if it wasn't me that got hit, you know, you go to sleep that night, you guys are pulling night guard, you wake up the next morning, and everybody except for like a select few of you that were sleeping are gone. Like blood-soaked snow everywhere, and you have no idea where it came from. The sheer psychological warfare of the White Death is just on a whole other level. So that's, I'm going to say with SEMO all day, all day. Q&A with co-host be a real test of the tism. I would actually enjoy doing that. We did that with a Pepperbox one. We did a Pepperbox live stream. It was during the Army birthday. I was there with the Fat Electrician, Angry Cops, Eli Double Tap, you know, all the unsub guys, Donut, Brandon. And then we also had Adam Knowles from Ballistic High Speed. Adam is fucking cool as hell, by the way. Like, I have never really like talked to Adam. I've seen him. Like, we've met each other in passing. I've introduced myself, like, hey man, how you doing? You know, what's going on? Like, but I've never like spent time talking with him. And this in DC was the first time that I sat down and I actually had a conversation with him and his missus, and really cool guy. Honestly, Adam is a super fucking awesome dude. So if you guys aren't checking out Ballistic High Speed, go check him out. Like, Adam is an awesome guy. I'm really glad he survived that whole like RPG thing. Yeah. We just be building shit. I'd buy that shirt in a hurry. I assume Bunker can print curse words, right? I now feel something. We can call it acknowledged. Wink, wink. Gappers. Got it, Gappers. When are we going to do another buff Q&A? Oh man, I haven't done one of those in a long time. I completely forgot about that skit. No. Huh. Higher than Eagle Ass Crack. He met his wife in New Mexico. Yes. Liberty Museum in Ohio has a they have P-51 rides? We're just not going to tell Mrs. Linecrosser. But I'd fuck with that all day. Jello Museum in New York? Gotta get Cosby'd. Look at my Jello, my pudding pop. Oh man. Have I ever worked with French Foreign Legion in the Middle East? No. However, when I was there in Afghanistan, it was before everyone had kind of started leaving. So like you had a whole bunch of foreign units there. There was Canadians there. We had like it was like a fake ice hockey rink they used to play on. We had the Brits there. They loved to play what's that shit? It's like golf baseball with the flat stick. Anyways, they were playing cricket. There you go, cricket. They were playing that. And I had somebody I was sitting there with, he was a British guy, and he was trying to explain it to me, and I don't understand that goddamn game at all, like in the slightest bit, but they were very happy about the people playing cricket, and I was like, cool. Golf, baseball, hey, look, don't you judge me, okay? Like, sometimes I'm going to pull an Alex Jones here. I'm kind of retarded, okay? Like, so someone's going to clip that. That's going to be a gif. I'm kind of retarded, okay? That's it. And then we had the Germans there. They never hung out with the rest of us because in the German compound, they could drink. And Americans were not allowed in the German compound. So there's that. But getting back to the French, they had a PX there. I never saw French troops. I never saw them. But they had a post exchange there, and they were selling the Oakley SV2 boots, which were like waterproof, and they were like low tops, and they were super comfy, and they were lightweight, and they were not authorized under AR 670-1. But who in the hell is gonna enforce that when I'm living in an Afghan dude's house 2 kilometers away from the nearest fucking generator? Okay, I digress. Censorship here. People convince him to go X space. What is you talking about? Like X, like on X? I don't know if I'd ever go live on X, man. I don't know. By the way, the F-22 Raptor, haven't they actually served in? So they've been a part of them. So like if you look into I guess the first ever like time you hear of an F-22 being in a combat mission was in the Battle of Conoco Fields in Syria, when fucking Wagner figured out real quick why we don't have free healthcare. But anyways, now if you read like the lineup of what was used, you got, AH-64 Apache attack helicopters, you had UH-60 Blackhawks, you had AC-130 I want to say Ghost Riders, but they weren't the J model. They were earlier than the J model. Spectre gunships. Jesus. They used and then F-22 Raptors, but it doesn't say to what extent the F-22s were used. Like it doesn't explain like, hey, an F-22 shot this. There's no details. So I don't know. Pros and cons of the S-400. Great question, actually. It's a really weird question because now people are going to fucking clip this and be like, he loves the S-400. There are things I like about the S-400. Simplicity is not one of them. The S-400 is one of the cons of it, a complex system to operate. Patriot, super user-friendly, like incredibly user-friendly. That's why like the Sergeant Stout, the one little self-shot video where I was around the Sergeant Stout, I didn't go inside. There was a big line of people to go inside, but I was sitting there talking with the guy, and it's an Xbox controller. That's how you fire the Sergeant Stout, is with a fucking Xbox controller. We understand that simple systems that people are familiar with work really, really well. The S-400 is not a simple system to use. However, the S-400 has a further detection range, allegedly, than Patriot does. And that is really good. Downside is its radar fidelity is garbage. So if you got like a bunch of bombers or fast movers going in an S-400, it's got a relatively good chance of detecting and engaging those threats. Low observables, cruise missiles, things that get lost in kind of that horizon level search sector. No, that's a big con that they have. They went with range over fidelity. The US went with fidelity over range. We still have some really far reaching air defense radars, but yeah, so that's, let me see. Ease of reload is also a benefit of the S-400. I've never done an S-400 reload, nor have I really dug into it too much, but I think it's just like palletized. You pull up, hook to it, and then, like you drop your previous cans on the ground, you pick up new cans, they suck up onto the thing, you put in a couple of bolts, you attach some wiring, and you're good to go. Patriot is significantly more difficult than that. So yeah, it does have simplicity of reloads. That low band radar, if it's any good, it will give them the ability to detect low observable aircraft at closer ranges, but its fidelity is questionable. Yeah. But yeah. those are some great questions about the pros and cons of the S400. That's actually really good. No one has ever asked me that. Thomas Hyde, thank you so much, because everyone's always like, which one's better? But like pros and cons it's really good. Now people are gonna be like, what's the pros and cons of this system? Oh, fuck. I don't know everything about every system. I don't. So give me a break there. Love you, heavy Sean Ryan. I'm working on it. I've been going to the gym. I don't want to be thin. I want to be fucking big as shit. When I stand next to the fat electrician, I don't want to look skinny fat. That's the only reason I'm going to the gym. I'm not going to the gym for vanity or health reasons. I'm going to the gym because if I hate myself anymore, I'm going to go to a permanent night-night. That's a fucked up joke. I totally get it. I'm fine, guys. But yeah. Trust the police guy. Google X Space, how it works. I will check it out, all right? I can't guarantee anything, but I will. This man needs to get behind the controls of Raptor so he can get an intercept on a vodka-flavored special. I wouldn't even know what to do. I wouldn't even know what to, like, oh God, if there was ever a two-seater F-22 that existed and they were like, hey, we're willing to take you up, my life would be complete. I'd be like, look, dude, don't even land. Just eject and let her crash. I'm good. I have done all of the side quests I need to do in life. I'm good. Totally fine. What currency is PLN? That is Polish. Oh shit. Hold on. Polish zloty. I probably mispronounced the living shit out of that, but Polish zloty. Get the doggo a bigger bed. He has a bigger bed. Here, let me show you. Let me show you, okay? But which bed does he choose? The one that he does not fit in. Could I fit in an F-22? Probably not. Okay? Probably. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. I love you guys, but fuck you. that was fucking low. That hurt my feelings a little bit. I should try Supremacy Call of War 1942. I do like RTS games, but I like RTS games that are simple. Like, these are the resources you need to gather. This is the type of defensive weapons each faction has. These are the type of offensive weapons each faction has. Make your plan. I love simple ones. Why is the F-22 the scariest thing that has ever hit the skies? It's because it's one of those rare leaps. Like, I want people to understand this. One of those, like, not always, but every once in a while, the US, like, I don't know if it's out of fear, panic, or just because we can, they jump forward in technology. It's the strangest thing, man. We did it. The F-15 is a perfect fucking example. That was out of fear. We're like, oh man, got this new Foxbat aircraft. It's terrifying. It's supposed to do all this stuff. So like we over-engineered and prepared everything and created something. The F-22 is another one of those things. It's like, okay, we want to take all the murder, death, and capability that is in this thing, make it stealth, and crank it up to 11. And like engineers at Lockheed were like, all right, we'll figure it out. Fuck it, let's do it. And they just leaped forward. Like, the F-22 is the first 5th gen stealth fighter that ever existed. Which is probably why its upkeep is so difficult, because we want to make it work and function, and then in afterthought we're like, okay, how can we make this entire platform more affordable and reliable? Like, that part is always an afterthought for us. First on said you need to shave before formation on Monday. No, I'm not doing it. But yeah, it's one of those things it was so far ahead of everything else at the time that it's literally terrifying, and it's never been tested. And I don't know if it's lack of testing in real combat. I mean, it's probably seen combat. I'm gonna be totally real with you guys. The F-22 has probably seen combat. We just haven't heard about it. But The F-22, it hasn't seen combat for one of two reasons. Either one, I'm sorry. My missus just texted me and said that I have brisket and tres leches. If you guys have never had tres leches in your life, and I know I'm pronouncing it like proper Spanish, but it's whatever, I don't care. If you've never had tres leches, it's a type of cake. It's literally 3 milks, and it's made with 3 different types of milk. And like as you eat the cake, there's milk pouring out of it, and it, oh my God. It has not seen combat. Where has it seen combat? It's been in combat situations. Like in 2013 with the Iranian F-Force. Like in 2019, the Battle of ConocoPhillips. Like it's been there. And then recently it went into Iran, but we don't know if it actually did shit. We'll probably find out about it when it's declassified 50 years from now. Tamago Head, thank you so much as well. The Raptor gave me talk to me dirty. Talk dirty to me, so talk dirty to me. Oh God. Oh, my neck is not fully healed yet. And that was straight pain. Oh. I just joined. The first thing I hear is fuck you. Could he fit in a C-47? Why are y'all so mean? Max height for pod is like 6'1". Yeah, I'm like 6'1 3/4, just under 6'2". Forgot what I was going to say. Figured out Super Chat wasn't working due to old address. Changing online info is inconvenient as the physical move. The Chinese 3-engine design still bother me. Yeah, it's... So... The 3-engine design bothers me for a lot of different reasons. One, why? Okay. I guess why is just the biggest one. Because 3 engines burn more fuel than 2 engines, which would reduce your overall range, and this thing is supposed to have crazy amounts of range. Well, is the 3rd engine a non-air breathing engine like a rocket motor, which would mean that it is a single use and then it has to return to base exo-atmospheric rocket motor, which also doesn't make sense. Is it? I don't know. Like the whole thing is just bothering me. And they're like, well, a 3rd engine might make it faster. Yeah, in a straight line, which is great, but there's also a finite amount to that. There's this thing called thrust to weight ratio. And I think a lot of the reason that people build more powerful engines is because if you can, 2 engines producing 4,000 horsepower versus 1 engine that is producing 4,000 horsepower. I'm using horsepower. I don't know if I use thrust, fucking pounds per square inch. I don't know what they use, but anyways. And you put them both in the same plane, the plane with the single engine is going to weigh less and going to have a less horsepower to weight ratio versus the plane that has 2 engines of the same amount of horsepower. Does that I learned about horsepower to weight ratio when I started riding motorcycles. Learned a lot about that. It's an air-breathing engine? Okay, so it is an air-breathing engine. Is it a scramjet? Is it a ramjet? Is it... I don't know. In terms of shape, you look like Chinese parade nuke. Inflated nuclear payload on top, skinny launch system at the bottom. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Was it the electrician? You're a carpenter, just another carpenter. I know carpenters, framers, drywall guys, electricians, plumbers, they all don't like each other. Who hurt you, man? Need a C5 if I want to fly. What the fuck is... I'm not that fat, man. Fuck. God damn, man. I'm glad we got 5 minutes left in this fucking stream. They have 3 engines, so they have to eject. They can be taken prisoner. Compressor stall noises. I don't know. Maybe, and this is a bit of an out there idea. Maybe... So the F-111, what little I know about it, is instead of traditional ejector seats, it has a capsule that ejects, right? A whole capsule. Maybe that's part of the design on the Chinese, whatever the fuck it's called, is that it ejects with its own capsule, 2 little wings pop out, and it can fly back to base on its own. I don't know. Maybe that's what the third engine's for. But I'm not really too worried considering their other, what is it? The 6th gen White Emperor has a crooked nose. Look at every picture you see of it. The nose is crooked. It's lopsided. Like, bro, you're about to show this thing off at an air show. Get a level. F-22, he's like the Dark Knight silent protector. Actually, yeah, that's totally it. Never seen, always revered. I look fine, HLC. Thank you. Is Rich in here? I know! Dude, off camera, Rich has been like, look, man, I love our chemistry on camera. But if it ever gets too much, like people giving you a hard time, let me know, and I'll remind them that I'm the only one who gets to pick on you. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I got 4 older brothers. I'm used to being picked on. It's not a strange thing. Do you think if Beans on Toast nukes someone, Here Comes the Sun automatically plays? If Beans on Toast nukes someone, I'm going to be just, number 1, incredibly surprised. And number 2, I'm going to ask UK, who hurt you? You're like, the UK is like from the farthest reaches of aggressive towards anybody. If he gets bigger, we might drop him on a bunker. Jim! You know what? You're balding like me too. It must be the balding. You're just, it's okay. It looks like you're balding. I can't see. The picture's real small. Dang, bro, you're getting smoked like a Cuban cigar. Bro, they are not leaving me alone. Now, Rich, you guys are going to find out. Yeah, next Friday, I'm going to be like, no, I'm not going to be able to stream tonight, guys. I'm not going to make it. It's fun and games in here. No, I'm not letting it get to me, guys. I'm not. No. Send in the Antonov. I always fuck up that word. And 124. Fuck you. I enjoyed it. Good night. Thomas Hyde, thank you so much for being here, even though you're an asshole. Actually, wait, hang on. You didn't say anything bad. I don't think you did. Maybe you did. I don't know. I'm defensive now. My bad. It's from a place of love and care and trauma and lots of trauma. Yeah, we are trauma bonded. Stream taken away. Oh, brother, grab some brisket for me too. I'm gonna go fuck up that brisket. You love Grandpa Buff. Well, it's okay. He hates HLC too. See, I have this whole thing going on with me where I hate myself, but I'm also a coward. So I just have to live with these ideations for the rest of my life. It's fucking miserable. That, by the way, that is one of the best comebacks you can ever tell somebody when they tell you like you should off yourself or like they want to talk shit. Be like, I'd love to. I really would, but I'm also a coward. So I'm just kind of stuck. They have no idea how to respond to that. It's actually a really good thing. I love using that. You caught an HLC stream, dude. You're here in, I got 1 minute left. Ian Belladonna. Any thoughts on the Ahoy game? I don't think I've played that one. We need to turn the buff into a buffer for HLC set. Bro! What did I do to you? I'm the fat electrician off of Wish. I'm getting there. No, I'm with Sean Ryan. But you know what's crazy is I got tagged in all the Sean Ryan memes and all this stuff to Sean Ryan, and he never reached out to me. Like I would go on the Sean Ryan podcast. I think that would be fucking hilarious. I would go on there and just sit across from him. I would be like, yo, Sean, what color suit are you wearing? He'd be like, oh, blue? What color blue? Can you send me a picture of it? I would get an identical colored suit. Be like, all right, are you growing facial hair or are you shaving? He'd be like, I'm shaving. Okay, cool. I'm gonna shave. And I would show up and just try and be a splitting image of Sean Ryan and interview with Sean Ryan. I think it would be great. I'd also have to like lose some weight and not be a fat piece of shit, but you know, the demons are real. Timu TFE, fuck you guys. Wait till the beer starts catching brisket flavor saver. Can't wait. I'm not going to be one of those guys that like lets the hair grow down and they just push it aside. I got to trim it. I can't do that. It looks gross. And plus, this beard is already kind of messing with my software for the eyes and mouth stuff. So if it gets too bad and it starts messing with the software too much, it'll have to come off. First time catching you live and you made my night. Well, I'm glad you were here. Kentworch? I think that's how you say that. I love the vids. Glad I was able to catch you on the stream. Hey, man, I'm glad you were here. Sorry for ripping on. You could do a video on the Canadian Air Defense. Here's some more money. I will look into Canadian Air Defense. Damn, more chins in the Chinese army would love. You know, why y'all gotta be so mean? No, it's okay. I love you guys. Well, there we go. We have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are at our 2-hour mark. I'm here every night at 6 Central, which is 5 my time now. So, or not every night, every Friday. Wow. So, as always, watch out for one another. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. All right? I care about every single one of you guys. I thank you all so much for being here and spending your time with me. And as always, please just watch my videos. Like I could say, you know, if you want to support the channel, please go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch, check out some of our new shirts. We have our Spicy Nostalgia Survivor that came out recently, and our I Was Ordered to Be Here shirt that both came out recently from Bunker Branding. But if you want the cheapest way to support, just watch my videos. Also, check out some of my exclusive shows over on Pepperbox. I'll see you guys next time.